Alright, eradicating all technical difficulties. I think I've set myself on a stage where the camera and the self are going to coalesce in presenting me unabatedly. I wanted to speak on the nature of presentation as far as achieving the inevitability of nirvana. I think that throughout time there has been but one single message, one spiritual message that has been articulated to humanity by certain individuals in order to lend them the perceptual capability to attain enlightenment. And this message, although one in nature, has been construed into a number of paths, divisive paths, adopting traditions and rituals that not only blur the message, but have manipulated it and twisted and distorted it so much that it doesn't even resemble the original take on the nature of our existence that at one time was perfectly articulated. It's just that man internalized it. I think each culture contributes something different to the whole of humanity. And each culture tries to internalize these themes and present them in a manner that will accentuate their culture above any other culture. And perhaps this is the condition of man, that we're always striving to elevate above our fellow man and woman. Excuse me for representing a gender bias, I don't mean to. So with this message, I believe that it's a message of unification. Not even global unification, universal unification. To elevate our mind state beyond that which is the earthly realm. I think all from Jesus to even people previous to Jesus, some call them prophets, some call them timeless sages, but Jesus, Gandhi, the Buddha, Muhammad, they all, to one level or another, espouse the same message, and that's returning to the sacred times of our origins. Rather than combat these ideologies, and rather than using them for a political purpose or a purpose that humanity internalizes to mean something that is so far away from the truth contained in it that it provokes violence, it provokes disconnect, when the message is so simple, but yet humans can't grasp it or have refused to grasp it. So I believe that there's only one single message. There's one underlying feature to all these beings that have presented this unification of the self, these spiritual absolutes that take us on a course of introspection to the dawn of nirvana, to allow us to branch out, to instill in us that the divine is not external but within. And if we make this journey of self and we allow it to become manifest rather than some intangible folklore that can only be attained through ritualistic means or worshiping another man or worshiping anything for that matter. To worship is to elevate, and there should be no elevation. There should be a single plane. There's a plane of being, and there's a plane of ascension. We all strive for the plane of ascension, but the physical plane restricts this in a convoluted manner because we become so restricted by the earthly wisdom that is so prevalent that the path to ascension is obscure. It's an abstract idea that doesn't resonate inside. that time is over. It's time to understand that there's been one message. The feature of oneness, the eternal. The finite will cease to exist. The eternal is a continuation. There can never be, we can never hope to understand this message if we don't search within and demonstrate the capacity of this message within each of us. Why have people distorted this truth so much? What do we have to gain from the divisive nature of blurring the message, of internalizing it and making the masses become adapt to this message of fostering hatred and fostering isolation? We need to retrace our steps and realize that the means of creation reside within. And once we externalize that which lies within, we can become unified. And once the spirit is unified, the possibilities are endless. If we search for the answer, the question will emerge. And once we understand the question, then we can truly understand the nature of the self.